Megan Rapinoe, she really screwed things up. So Brazil and England announced equal pay for men's and women's national teams. The Brazilian Football Confederation, CBF, and the English Football Association have announced that both of their men's and women's national teams will receive equal pay. I don't even know what that means. No one knows what it means. It says, since March of this year, the CBF. So Brazil's already done it, and for whatever reason, it's like, now it's news again. Has made an equal value in terms of prizes and daily rates between men's and women's football. CBF Chief Rogério Caboclo, whatever. That is the players earn the same thing as the players during the calls. What they receive by daily call, women also receive. So they're getting the same on that. So how does that pertain to U.S. women's? It doesn't. It doesn't. This is big for Brazil. That's a big pay increase for them because it wasn't too long ago they were basically fundraising to even get on a plane to participate with the Brazilian national team. And England, that's going to I don't know their exact details, but I'm sure they're going to have a pay increase with what they do. But it's all contingent on how they do. Well, Brazil, they're only going to do better, but at least they're getting them paid. Now, a lot of this is attributed to Megan Rapinoe throwing a fit over here in America because we are the news capital of the universe in the United States. What we do, everyone does because it's crazy. I'm glad to see that a lot of other countries, like Italy, Europe, a lot of the European countries are just protesting. And you don't see it on the news. They are protesting with hundreds of thousands of people in the streets saying, let us out. They're unified. The UK is more free than the US right now, by far. They're doing things. They're changing. We are becoming like England, just very heavy liberal, no thought. Might as well get a king and a queen and just jack this party up. So yeah, it's interesting to see what's going to happen because if Megan Rapinoe, what she did was set a spark for these other countries to get equal pay before us, even though our women's team got paid more. Not saying it was right. I think they need to treat the national team much better as far as facilities, how they travel, all that stuff. It just needs to be better. And our women's team is treated a lot better than every women's team in the world. Now with Brazil and England, hopefully other countries step up. But what's going to happen by doing this? If they put money in the women's game, like I've been saying from the very beginning of my podcast, the women's team will be just like the men's team. They won't qualify maybe. Well, that'll never happen because we're in the CONCACAF. They're not going to win a World Cup title ever again, which will put Megan Rapinoe as the best women's soccer player that ever lived. Why? Because she's going to be the last one to win a World Cup and was the tournament MVP and all that stuff. She's going to be she was already a Hall of Famer, but she's going to be known as the best player that ever played. I disagree with that, but that's how we're going to remember her. And by her throwing a fit here in America, and they'll never be happy. She'll never be happy because if Megan Rapinoe isn't happy, she don't have a job. She has nothing to do. Her job is to complain about inequity, and it'll never stop for her. It's no different than everything I've been saying about the left. They need something to complain about, and they want to destroy you. And they're not forgiving people. They're mean people. They need to be more forgiving, but they're not. So, and not all of them. I know a lot of liberals that are just great people, but man, the leaders of the liberal movement with, Megan Rapinoe and company, they are scary. Like, they'll end you, and they can, and they know it. So they should be a little more humble. So it is what it is. But what Megan Rapinoe did do for the rest of the world was actually good. Getting money for the women's teams across the world just to try to compete with the U.S. is going to put us at major risk. It's guaranteed that when these playing countries develop their teams, we're done, and they can do it right away. It's guaranteed they can do it right away because in countries where they play, like Spain, Brazil, I mean, they're going to get the top athletes in addition to the technique. We're screwed. How do I know this? The men's. U.S. soccer, on my last episode, yesterday's episode, we talked about the coaching licensing. I sent a clip, one of my bits out today. The coaching licensing program that we have in this country is so flippin' stupid. You know, it's all about making the coaches feel good about themselves, putting some beautiful training session together and make sure they hit all the progression points so they can get the A license, and the parents are all, woohoo, good job, coach. And it takes everything away from the player because it's about the coaches and appeasing the parents versus educating the parents and letting our kids play. We're screwed. And we always think, oh, we're just one coach away from really winning a national title or a World Cup or whatever. A lot of countries say that. And that's a problem. That's not smart. It's very silly. And we got issues, major issues. So, Megan Rapinoe, congrats. You were a spark plug, but now you're not going to be playing the next World Cup. But these poor girls in the U.S. that are, they're screwed because they're going to play real talent. We're not technical enough. Technique will eventually take over. And we need to fix our coaching system, which it's too much about the coach. And it needs to be more about player identification and finding the best players early and developing them and not worrying about can they pay. I mean, I could talk about that all day.